You are standing in an open field west of a white house with a boarded front door. There is a small mailbox here. Opening the small mailbox reveals a leaflet. Welcome to Zork. Zork is a game of adventure, danger, and low cunning. In it, you will explore some of the most amazing territory ever seen by mortals. No computer should be without one. You are facing the north side of a white house. There is no door here, and all the windows are boarded up. To the north, a narrow path winds through the trees. This is a path winding through a dimly lit forest. The path heads north and south here. One particularly large tree with some low branches stands at the edge of the path. You are about 10 feet above the ground, nestled amongst some large branches. The nearest branch above you is above your reach. Beside you on a branch is a small bird's nest. In the bird's nest is a large egg encrusted with precious jewels, apparently scavenged by a childless songbird. The egg is covered with a fine gold inlay and ornamented in lapis lazuli and mother of pearl. Unlike most eggs, this one is hinged and closed with a delicate-looking clasp. The egg appears extremely fragile. You're behind the house. A path leads into the forest to the east. In one corner of the house there is a small window which is slightly ajar. With great effort, you open the window far enough to allow entry. You're in the kitchen of a white house. A table seems to have been used recently for the preparation of food. A passage leads to the west, and a dark staircase can be seen leading upwards. A dark chimney leads down to the east. There is a small window which is open. On the table is an elongated brown sack. An elongated brown sack, smelling of hot peppers. A bottle is sitting on the table. The glass bottle contains a quantity of water. Opening the brown sack reveals a lunch and a clove of garlic. You were in a living room. There is a doorway to the east, a wooden door with strange Gothic lettering to the west, which appears to be nailed shut, a trophy case, and a large oriental rug in the center of the room. Above the trophy case hangs an elvish sword of great antiquity. A battery-powered brass lantern is on the trophy case. With great effort, the rug is moved to one side of the room, revealing the dusty cover of a closed trapdoor. The door reluctantly opens to reveal a rickety staircase descending into darkness. You're in a dark, damp cellar with a narrow passageway leading north, and a crawlway to the south. On the west is the bottom of a steep metal ramp which is unclimbable. Your sword is glowing with a faint blue glow. What the heck? You won't make friends this way, but nobody around here is too friendly anyway. You eat the garlic. This is a small room with passages to the east and south and a forbidding hall leading west. Bloodstains and deep scratches, perhaps made by an axe, mar the walls. A nasty-looking troll brandishing a bloody axe blocks all passages out of the room. Your sword has begun to glow very brightly. The troll takes a fatal blow and slumps to the floor dead. Almost as soon as the troll breathes his last breath, a cloud of sinister black fog envelops him, and when the fog lifts, the carcass has disappeared. Your sword is no longer glowing. This is the part of the maze of twisty little passages all alike. A skeleton, probably the remains of a luckless adventurer, lies here. Beside the skeleton is a rusty knife. The deceased adventurer's useless lantern is here. There is a skeleton key here. An old leather bag bulging with coins is also here. This room has an exit on the northwest, and a staircase leading up. A cyclops who looks prepared to eat horses, much less mere adventurers, blocks the staircase. From his state of health, the bloodstains on the walls, you gather that he's not very friendly, though he likes people. I love hot peppers, but oh, could I use a drink? Perhaps I could drink the blood of that thing. From the gleam in his eye, it could be surmised that you are that thing. The Cyclops appears to be getting more agitated. The Cyclops takes the bottle, checks that it's open, and drinks the water. A moment later, he lets out a yawn that nearly blows you over, and then falls fast asleep. What did you put in that drink anyway? You're in a small room near the maze. There are twisty passages in the immediate vicinity. Above you is a grating locked with a skull and crossbones lock. The grate is unlocked. The grating opens reveals trees above you. A pile of leaves falls on your head into the ground. You're in a clearing with a forest surrounding you on all sides. A path leads south. There is an open grating descending into the darkness. This is a dimly lit forest with large trees all around you. You're in a small clearing in a well-marked forest path that extends to the east and west. You're behind the house. You're in the kitchen again. You're in the living room. You're on the east edge of a chasm, the bottom of which cannot be seen. A narrow passage goes north, and the path you are on continues to the east. This is an art gallery. Most of the paintings here have been stolen by vandals with exceptional taste. The vandals left through either the north or west exits. Fortunately, there's still one chance for you to be a vandal. From the far wall is a painting of unparalleled beauty. This is a narrow east-west passageway. There is a narrow stairway leading down to the north end of the room. This is a circular stone room with passages in all directions. Several of them have unfortunately been blocked by cave-ins. This is a large room with a ceiling which cannot be detected from the ground. There is a narrow passageway from east to west with a stone stairway leading upwards. The room is deafeningly loud with an undetermined rushing sound. The sound seems to reverberate from all of the walls, making it difficult even to think. On the ground is a large platinum bar. The acoustics of the room change subtly. You're on the south edge of a deep canyon. Passages lead off to the east, northwest, and southwest. A stairway leads down. You can hear the sound of flowing water below. You are standing on the top of a flood-controlled Dam 3, which is quite a tourist attraction in times far distant. There are paths to the north, south, east, and west, with a scramble down. The sluice gates on the dam are closed behind the dam. There can be seen a wide reservoir. Water is pouring over the top of the now abandoned dam. There is a control panel here on which a large metal bolt is mounted. Directly above the bolt is a small green plastic bubble. This room appears to have been the waiting room for groups touring the dam. There are open doorways here to the north and east marked private, and there is a path leading south over the top of the dam. Some guidebooks entitled Flood Control Dam Number 3 are on the reception desk. There is a matchbook whose covers say, Visit Beautiful FCD Number 3 here. This is what appears to have been the maintenance room for Flood Control Dam Number 3. Apparently, this room has been ransacked recently, for most of the valuable equipment is gone. On the wall in front of you is a group of buttons colored blue, yellow, brown, and red. There are doorways to the west and south. There is a group of tool chests here. There is a wrench here. There is an object which looks like a tube of toothpaste here. There is a screwdriver here. The sluice gates open and water pours through the dam. You're in a long room. To the north is a large lake, too deep to cross. You notice, however, that the water level appears to be dropping at a rapid rate. Before long, it might be possible to cross to the other side from here. There is a path along the stream to the east or west, a steep pathway climbing southwest along the edge of the chasm, and a path leading into a canyon to the southeast. You are on what used to be a large lake, but which is now a large mud pile. There are shores to the north and south. Lying half buried in the mud is an old trunk bulging with jewels. A chasm runs southwest to northeast, and the path follows it. You're on the south side of the chasm, where a crack opens into a passage. You are in a large cavernous room, the south of which was formerly a lake. However, with the water level lowered, there is merely a wide stream running through there. There's a slimy stairway leaving the room to the north. There is a handheld air pump here. This is an ancient room, long underwater. There is an exit to the south and a staircase leading upwards. On the shore lies Poseidon's own crystal trident? You're in a tiny cave with entrances west and north and a staircase leading down. You're in a large square room with tall ceilings. On the south wall is an enormous mirror which fills the entire wall. There are exits on the other three sides of the room. This is a cold, damp corridor where the long east-west passageway turns into a southwest path. This is a small chamber which appears to have been part of a coal mine. On the south wall of the chamber, the letters "Granite Wall" are etched into the rock. To the east is a long passage, and there is a steep metal slide twisting downwards. To the north is a small opening. You, too, can make big money in the exciting field of paper shuffling. Mr. Anderson of Muddled Mass says before I took this course I was lowly bit twiddler. Now, with what I have learned at Goo Tech, I feel really important and can obfuscate and confuse with the best. Dr. Blank had this to say. 10 short days ago, I could look forward to a dead-end job as a doctor. Now I have a promising future and make really big Zork GUE Tech can't promise these fantastic results to everyone, but when you earn your degree from GUE Tech, your future will be brighter. This is the attic. The only exit is a stairway leading down. A large coil of rope is lying in the corner. On a table is a nasty-looking knife. You have entered a low cave with passages leading north, west, and east. There are old engravings on the walls here. You're at the periphery of a large dome which forms the ceiling of another room below. Protecting you from a precipitous drop is a wooden railing which circles the dome. The rope drops down over the side and comes within 10 feet of the floor. This is a large room with a prominent doorway leading to a down staircase. Above you is a large dome. Up and around the edge of the dome, 20 feet up, is a wooden railing. In the center of the room sits a white marble pedestal. A piece of rope descends from the railing above, ending some feet above your head. Sitting on the pedestal is a flaming torch made of ivory. This is the north end of a large temple. On the east wall is an ancient inscription, probably a prayer in a long-forgotten language. Below the prayer is a staircase leading downwards. The west wall is a solid granite. The east to the north end of the room is through the huge marble pillars. There is a brass bell here. This is a room which looks like an Egyptian tomb. There's an ascending staircase to the west. The solid gold coffin used for burial of Ramses II is here. A scepter, possibly that of ancient Egypt itself, is in the coffin. The scepter is ornamented with colored enamel and tapers to a sharp point. This is the south end of a large temple. In front of you is what appears to be an altar. In one corner is a small hole in the floor which leads into darkness. You probably could not get back up to it. On the two ends of the altar are burning candles. On the altar is a large black book open to page 569. This is a forest with trees in all directions. To the east there appears to be sunlight. You hear in the distance chirping of a songbird. You're in a tiny cave with entrances west and north, and a dark, forbidding staircase leading down. You're outside a large gateway on which is inscribed, "Abandon every hope, all ye who enter here." The gate is open. Through it you can see a desolation, with a pile of mangled bodies in one corner. Thousands of voices lamenting some hideous fate can be heard. The way through the gate is barred by evil spirits, jeer at your attempts to pass. The bell suddenly becomes red hot and falls to the ground. The wraiths, as if paralyzed, stop their jeering and slowly turn to face you. On their ashen faces, the expression of long-forgotten terror takes shape. In your confusion, the candles drop to the ground and they are out. One of the matches starts to burn. The candles are lit. The flames flicker wildly and appear to dance. The earth beneath your feet trembles and your legs nearly buckle beneath you. The spirits cower at your unearthly power. The match has gone out. Each word of the prayer reverberates through the hall in a deafening confusion. As the last word fades, a voice, loud and commanding, speaks. "Begone, fiends!" A heart-stopping scream fills the cavern, and the spirits, sensing a greater power, flee through the walls. You have entered the land of the living dead. Thousands of lost souls can be heard weeping and moaning. In the corner are stacked the remains of dozens of previous adventurers less fortunate than yourself. A passage exists to the north. Lying in one corner of the room is a beautifully carved crystal skull. It appears to be gritting at you rather nastily. You're in a large square room with tall ceilings. On the south wall is an enormous mirror which fills the entire wall. There are exits on the other three sides of the room. This is a long and narrow corridor where a long north-south passageway briefly narrows even further. A seething-looking individual with a large bag just wandered through the room. On the way through, he quietly abstracted some valuables from the room and your possession, mumbling something about doing unto others before. The thief seems to have left you in the dark. Oh no! A lurking groove slithered into the room and devoured you. You have died. As you take your last breath, you feel relieved of your burdens. The feeling passes as you find yourself before the gates of hell, where the spirits jeer at you and deny your entry. Your senses are disturbed. The objects in the dungeon appear indistinct, bleach of color, even unreal.